Hello, Max Korn here. I almost said welcome to Flipping Through, but that's not what this is. This is Mad News. It's not an episode of Flipping Through. Max Korn here, Cub Reporter, and here I'm going to talk about a few things I felt were newsworthy. First off is the question. The rumor's been going around, is Spy versus Spy done? I've seen it pop up a few times, including on one of the live stream interviews that I did recently. Somebody mentioned that it's going to be Peter Cooper's last Spy vs. Spy appearance, and then that's it. No more Spy vs. Spy. Probably reruns. Probably reprinting of older ones. I don't know, going through the best of. They have 2 books about this thick full of Spy vs. Spy material. So it's not like they're going to run out of it. But I wanted to confirm the story. I didn't want to report just a spurious rumor. And so let's switch over now to this. I reached out to Peter Cooper. I said, hello, Mr. Cooper. I run a small Mad-centric YouTube channel. I didn't want, in reality, I run the #1 Mad Magazine news review and interview channel, but I didn't want to come off like a braggart. So I came in subtle and I said, I run a small Mad-centric YouTube channel. And I wanted to report on a rumor that the next issue of Mad would be your final appearance. Is this something that you could confirm? Mr. Cooper did, in fact, reply to me. He said, I'll have to take the 5th and drink it. I can confirm that I am an idiot in a gang that usually does stupid things. So we're left without an answer. A very unsatisfying response, but I get it. I understand. I mean, he's a pro. And if that is the case, he probably just has to keep his mouth shut about it. I'll say one thing. If you... Oh, geez. When am I going to become more professional? If you have any leads on this story, I was searching all over the internet. I couldn't find any definitive source saying that. I can only come across people saying that it's going to be the last one. So I don't know if it was one of those things where somebody said it and everybody just assumed it was true, and then it gets repeated so much that people don't ever bother checking if that's factual. But based on some of the recent issues, the one with Al Jaffe, the one with Sergio Aragonés saying farewell, it would, in my mind, make sense to do a whole Spy versus Spy farewell issue. You print the last Peter Cooper, Spy versus Spy, and you print the greatest hits. I don't know. But I really want to know. And I guess we'll find out in a couple months when they revealed the cover, or maybe in the coming months. Next up, I wanted to talk about something that Tom Richmond wrote about in his website, tomrichmond.com. The link will be in the description of this video. He has a great blog, and on this, he did some mad myth busting, and one of them stood out to me, and I wanted to talk about a little bit, and that is claim Mad died out because all they do is make fun of Trump, and people stopped buying it. Verdict? False. Now, this jumped out to me because I think if you haven't guessed, I have not been a big fan of the Trump material. For me, it doesn't come from a political place, but it does come from just growing tired of it. And so as a I don't know, a normal person in the world, I do understand that what I dislike is not necessarily true for everybody. And just because I dislike something doesn't mean that it's bad for the big picture. I want to start reading part of this and his thoughts on that. I hear this one all the time from right-wingers, and it's easy to debunk. Simple math. Although, no doubt, Trump supporters will just dismiss the facts as fake news. Mad's slow decline started in the late 70s and bottomed out in 2015, with a circulation of 122,908. In fact, circulation declined from 150,829 in 2009 to that previously mentioned 122,908 figure in 2015, with some ups and downs along the way. Well, Barack Obama was in office, and Matt was busy making fun of him, not Trump. Circulation rose to 133,924 in 2016 when Trump came on the political scene and into regular ridiculing and Mad. He was on 2 covers in 2016, and by 2019 it was up to 150,525. In fact, circulation rose every year from 2016 to 2019. 2020 numbers not out yet. That means more people started buying during the Trump administration, not less. In fact, Mad editor John Ficarra has said in several interviews, I didn't follow this link, that sales of the magazine nearly doubled whenever they put Trump on the cover, which is why he was on so many covers. Now, there's a few things in this article. One is, did subscriptions go up because of Trump? I don't know. That'd be amazing if that was the case. But he does say something that is undebatable, which is that when Trump is on the cover, issue sales go up. And this came out also in my interview with Bill Morrison, of which we will watch an excerpt of right now. All right. Now, like one thing that you kind of brought up is that the balance when you're so you don't want to like overdo like a certain type of humor or messaging. And like one thing that I noticed is, and I'm curious if this was a deliberate choice or just happenstance, is that like the post reboot, the Trump material dropped. Mm-hmm. Like for a while, every single cover, it seemingly, I'm exaggerating, but it seemed like before the reboot, he took up a lot of space in Mad Magazine. Was that like a conscious decision, or was that me imagining again?
Well, I don't know about the insides of the magazine, but I know that, because I had to look at all the sales figures.
Yeah.
It wasn't the funnest part of my job.
Yeah.
But like every month I would, get the latest sales figures, but it would show like going back 2 years. Mm-hmm. So I was able to look at, how did this issue do compared to this issue, compared to this one? And the ones with Trump on the cover all bumped up.
Oh, yeah.
So I assumed that the conscious effort to put Trump on the cover was there because they knew that, if sales aren't so good the previous issue, let's put Trump on the next cover and then our sales will go back up. I think
I found this pretty interesting. And it does go against my preconceptions or my preconceived notions as to the decisions behind that, and also the effects of it. It's like I said, it's easy to look at personal taste, and if we dislike something, assume that it is not in the best interest of the magazine. So this was a really fascinating thing that really jumped out at me with the Tom Richmond busting mad myths. If you want to read more about this and all these other myths that he talks about, and he talks about some really cool ones, with Mad never took out ads until they started doing it in 2001. Gaines was always against it for philosophical reasons. They brought in a bunch of hipsters when Gaines died, and that wrecked things. After Gaines passed, it stopped being funny. Mad switched to a magazine to avoid the Comics Code Authority. He goes through all of these. It's really awesome. All of his blog posts are really insightful and quite educational too. So go check those out if you have not done it. Now, I do want to add one more thing, which is kind of a new thing for my channel, and that is the design of a new logo. No doubt you have seen it. My profile photo with this, it was in the entry. It's also right down there in the corner, probably. And I just wanted to show it off nice and big. Here it is, the brand new Flippin' Through logo. As this channel grows, I want it to, one, be clearly identifiable as a Mad-centric channel, even though I do dip my toes in things on the peripheries of Mad Magazine. But it didn't feel totally right for me to continue using Norman Mingo's portrait of Alfred E. Neuman, although I love that portrait of Alfred E. Neuman. In fact, I still got to hang this one back up on the wall. It's fantastic, but I wanted to evoke that imagery and have it something new and somewhat original. So I traced I traced the Norman Mingo drawing. So it's still the Norman Mingo painting, just done worse. So that makes it therefore unique. And this is intentional. The offset Flippin' Through, obviously a nod to Alfred E. Neuman's offset features. But anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Some people on the internet gave me some feedback, and it was pretty fun learning how to make that. So with that, that is all the Mad News fit to print. I've been Max Korn, Cub Reporter. Thank you so much for tuning in. Toodaloo.